Algebra 2 friends, we are back, and this is the last lesson in our nonlinear unit. We're going to move on to quadratics after this, and we're going to be solving radical equations by graphing. So I would like to show you how to do them by hand in case that's necessary for you, but also how to use technology for help. I don't necessarily know that one's easier than the other. It's kind of personal preference. All right, so first, let's talk about number one. We have left side of the equation that I'm going to do in blue ink, and then we have the right side of the equation, which I will do in green ink. So the left side would be like me graphing y equals the square root of x. That was our friend that we graphed in the last lesson. And then the right side would be me graphing the line y equals 2. So we got to think back on our brain what that line looks like. I'll do that one first because that's easiest. Y equals 2 is just going to be a horizontal line through y equals 2. So it would help if I could actually draw a straight line. It's kind of straight. That's the line y equals 2. Now the line square root of, the curve square root of x starts at the origin because it's not shifted anywhere. And then if you start plugging in some ordered pairs, you're going to see the shape develop. So like the previous lesson, we made a table. We plugged in like, oh, 1's a nice number to square root. The square root of 1 is 1. So 1 is a point. And then 2 is gross. I don't want to square root that. 3 is gross, but 4 is nice. So if you plug in a 4 here, you get the square root of 4, which is 2. So you got the ordered pair 4, 2. And then 9 would have been another nice one. 9, 3. I'll show you what to do in case you can't come up with those off the top of your head. So how do I know what the solution is? Because I'm solving an equation, right? Well, the solution is where they intersect, just like when we did graphing systems of linear functions. So the point in which they intersect is at the ordered pair 4, 2, which is great. But if I go back to the original problem, they just wanted me to solve for x. So the solution to this question is x equals 4. Ta-da! All right, same idea, but instead of graphing them from memory or from your brain, you can use technology. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So same idea, 2 colors. We have left side of the equation. This time I'm going to call it y1. You'll see y in a minute. That's going to be the square root of x plus 6. And then the other side of the equation is 6. No, it's not. It's x. So in y2, we're going to graph y equals x. And when I say we, I mean the royal we, meaning my calculator. All right, grab your calculator. Clear out anything that you have from a previous question. And then do exactly what we just said. So in y1, I'm going to type, oh, I should have used red. That would have been magical. All right, so the square root of x plus 6. And then in y2, we had the line y equals x. If you're not in a normal window, you're going to want to hit zoom 6 to bring you to the standard window. And looky there. Now, the point in which they intersect, you can kind of see it, right? On the calculator, it's not great pixels, but you can kind of see it. Another place you can look is your table. Because there's 2 functions being graphed at the same time, what you're looking for is where they produce the same output. So like right here, 3, 3, and it occurs at x equals 3. So I think the answer to this question is x equals 3. Let me show you one more way where you can find that solution. This is called an intersection, right? Where they cross. We're going to go to a menu that we're about to use a whole lot of in the next chapter, so let's get used to it. It's called the Calc menu. So if you go to second trace, it gives you a whole bunch of prompts. We're going to use the one that's called intersect. So choose number 5, intersect. And then it says, hey, is this your first curve? And you say yes by hitting enter. And it says, hey, is this your second curve? And you say yes by hitting enter. And then it says, do you have a guess? And you can type something, or you can just go, no, I got no guess, hit enter. Boom, there you go. So again, the ordered pair is great, but I only want one part of that ordered pair. The part of the ordered pair that I want is x equals 3. Now, a bit of a catch. If you're going to use your calculator to solve these, I still need to see your graphs. So that's kind of annoying because you still got to graph it. For me, I'm going to graph it really terribly, apparently. Beautiful. All right, so yeah. Oh man, I really missed. They were supposed to cross right there. And they didn't. So I'm just going to make like a really big star, and then you'll never know the difference, right? So I think using your calculator is kind of awesome for this, but there might be a time in your life when you don't have access to one, or maybe it's on the non-calculator portion of the SAT. Or maybe you just have a really mean teacher who says don't use a calculator right now. Good news, you don't have a really mean teacher right now. I'm not that mean. All right, we're going to use a calculator for this next question. So in y1, I'm going to graph the cube root of x minus 2. And then in y2, I'm going to graph negative 1. Pretty boring line. And here we go, calculator time. So I already forgot what it was. It was the cube root of x minus 2. Make sure you type a subtraction sign for the, and not a negative symbol for that. And then it equals negative 1, I think. Yeah. All right, I already have a good window, so let's just go. Ah, beautiful. All right, so pretty sure they intersect at x equals 1. But I'm going to use that intersect feature on my Calc menu. So second trace, and then I choose number 5. And then I just hit enter 3 times, basically. So yes, yes, yes. Ah, looky there, x equals 1. So again, bit of a bad news moment. You still have to graph it. So close. All right. Let's see. Negative 2 is a right 2. I know it crosses there, and then it looks something like this. Okay, well, I didn't say I had to graph it well. Just do better than me, okay? And then you're going to notice the place in which they intersect is at x equals 1. And that is the solution to the question. The use of your calculator to find a solution to any equation is actually kind of a brilliant move. So if you're in a position to use a calculator on something that's really stumping you, that's great. Go ahead and do it. Oftentimes, though, we'll find that it's not going to work every time. And then maybe it's not the method my teacher wanted, so I won't get credit. But at least it'll send you in the right direction, or at least you'll know if you have the right answer. So this next one, same idea. We got, what do we have here? The cube root of x. And then in y2, we're going to graph y equals x. Or y2 equals x. All right. So to my calculator, what do we got? Cube root. So cube root of x, and then this was y equals x. There he be. Oh, that's not good. All right, this one has 3 points of intersection. Oh my goodness. I probably wouldn't have known that unless I looked really closely with my bifocals, guys, but there are 3 points of intersection. This time I'm going to go to my table. You're going to see here and here and here, all 3 places where it gives you the same output value. So the x values for which those occur is at -1, 0, and at 1. So yikes, I'm going to have to write that down. X equals -1 and 0 and 1. So that's the solutions. Those are the solutions, excuse me. Great grammar, Abruzzo. All right, and then, you know, the graph is not going to go well because it's a cube root. And this one's not going to go well either, but I know these cross. That should help me a little, right? So close. All right. There's a reason I'm not an artist, guys. All right, so there's definitely 3 places where those intersect. Boom and boom and boom. Wow, that was fun. Okay, so nice questions. All right, number 5. Let's take a look. Oh, last 2. The rest of it's homework for you, so I'm going to not do those, obviously. All right, so this one, be careful when you type this in. It's the square root of x plus 2, but the 2 is not inside of the square root. So make sure you type it that way. And then for y2, we're going to just type x. Here we go. I already forgot. It was the square root of x. Get out of the radical before you hit plus 2. And then I think it was x, right? Yeah. All right, graph. Oh, cool. One intersection point. I'm going to find it using the intersect feature on the Calc menu. So number 5. And then is this your first curve? Yes, yes, and yes. So x equals 4. I'm going to write that down before I forget it. That is the solution. I do have to graph it though. So square root graph shifted up to, again, you can use your calculator to get good table points. That would work fine. Oh my gosh, I fudged that one. Oh, see, I was just about to boast about what a great graphing job I did, and then that happened. All right. Pretty good. All right. So definitely we found an intersection point at x equals 4. That's the solution to that equation. The next one has stars. That makes me real nervous. Let's find out why. All right. So on one side of the equation, for y1, we're going to type in the square root of x minus 4 and then plus 3 out of the radical. And you know what I might do? If it bothers you, maybe you move the 3 over to the other side. So maybe you put a minus 3 over here and say, forget that. So in y2, we'll be graphing -3. Had you kept it at 0, it's fine. You still will get the same answer. I'll show you what that weird answer is right now. What's up, Logan? What? Logan's here to join us on our best problem, the last problem. I already forgot what we're graphing, Logan. Let's see. We're graphing the square root of x minus 4. So square root. Now this time make sure it's a subtraction symbol again. And then down here, it wants to have an intersection with -3. So this time use a negative symbol. All right, Log, we are looking for where the two lines cross. There's going to be a blue curve and a red line.
Okay, 2 curves.
Where do they cross?
A little bit below the middle, and down just goes in the corner.
Do they touch?
No.
They don't touch. What does that mean? What does that mean?
They're not together.
They're not together. So if I said find the solution, we would say, teacher, I can't find the solution because there is no solution. This was a trick question, Logan. That's why there's stars on it.
Where's the stars?
I put little stars next to it. That's really for me.
Oh.
It's to warn the children that there's some crazy business coming up. All right. So. Oh, man.
Something.
Solution. Yeah,
solution.
I got horrible handwriting, I know. No solution. Still got to graph it for me, though, guys. All right. Good luck. Use your calculator. Remember that your Chromebook has a free download for the emulator. Good luck, everybody.